come with me as we journey into this commercial field setup project somewhere in Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. Don't snooze. And David is my name, aka Chidav, and I am welcoming you to this amazing project. And what we are going to be doing in this very project is to set up a commercial oil palm field. And the variety we've chosen for this project is the Super Gin, the Malaysian Super Gin. So also in the course of the video, I'm going to be explaining better so you understand the difference between this Malaysian Super Gin and also the Tenera improved variety. Okay, so it's going to be quite interesting and engaging. So I'm gonna take you into the field and then show you all of the activities. It's proudly planting operation. So peace and love and go nowhere. This is the outlook of the field, as you can see. So the field went down this part. Okay, and as you can see, the intention was to actually plow this field, but we couldn't get the tractors to come do the plowing. But then nonetheless, it is still very perfect for what we want to do, since the most important part of where we're going to be dealing with is the point where we're going to be digging. So we are going to be using a pre-emergence and also a contact herbicide to take care of this emerging weeds across all of this field. Okay, so first thing first, as we are doing currently, we are moving all of the seedlings into the field, dropping them at a very cool and dry place. But we have not really started the main job here, so we're still basically moving all of the materials. I'm going to take you closer to show you what the Malaysian Super Gin seedling looks like. So I'm going to be giving you some professional tip when you are looking to getting your Super Gin oil palm seedlings. So getting Super Gin oil palm seedlings that are over 7 months old offers several key benefits for your field setup, especially when you are aiming for high productivity and faster return on investment. I'm going to run through quickly some of these major key advantages. Number one key advantage is that it provides a faster establishment and early maturity for that your field, because the root systems are already well established, which means that it is going to promote a quicker adaptation, and also it is also going to help the seedlings adapt better to the field environment. Again, they help with better field uniformity, obviously because they are of equal age range. 7+ month oil palm seedlings are field ready, meaning you can literally proceed with the transplanting, because at that age they are already vigorous. They have a well established root system which would ensure that they adapt easily to that your field location. So we want to start with the proper pushing out of all these obstructions we are having on the way, because ordinarily by now we should have all of this place cleared, but since we do not have it cleared, we just still have to. We can't set up like this, obviously, and that's why we need to ensure that we take out all of these obstructions that we are currently having on the way. The soil is pretty okay, not bad at all. I have to take these things out. And currently these grasses are being burnt. These are also old oil palm varieties, and we are also going to be taking them out. We're introducing the Malaysian Super Gin, which is of a higher yield capacity. Hence, we are going to be taking out all the old variety of oil palm present on this field. The field clearing operation has commenced. I need you to stay glued and keep your fingers crossed. This is a stream. I was told it's a very sustainable stream. Be it during the rainy season or drought season, it's always flowing. But with this, you can even, have a proper irrigation channel. All you need to do is to trench the stream pathway, and then you're good to go. All right. So, but these are the pillars. This is the boundary. So anything further than this now will lead you into the stream. Okay, so I think at this point I'm good to go. So all we need to do is to clear out this part here so as to connect us with the corner piece at the other end of the farm. So that's basically what we're doing. So we're going to be cutting down this big guy here. Okay, so we're going to be cutting it down and clearing up this place to allow for a well outlined field. And then all these small ones, we'll try to also cut them down because they are not useful to us. We're still on the land clearing operation, and that is basically what we are going to be doing for the whole of the day. So we just need to make sure that we prep the land a little bit, though it has been previously cleared, but it's not up to standard. So we just have to use the whole of today, prep the land a little bit, then tomorrow we will begin with the mapping and the planting operation of our commercial oil palm field. So I'm gonna take you down to the clearing operation again, and then I get to show you basic things that you have to pay attention to. Oil palm is quite sturdy. It is very, very resistant to wind, and that's more reason why we are not going to be having any of this. So as you can see, we are heaping them together because definitely we will be putting or setting them ablaze before going home today. So we set them ablaze, and then tomorrow we'll begin the map out operation. So we are going to be commencing from around that area, the map out, and we are going all the way down the field. Okay, so we are going to be having a very, very interesting time. So but this is what we are doing right now. I just want them to get a well outlined edge for me so that it's very easy for me to map out this line down to the beginning of the field. So once the edge of this field is properly outlined, then we will be good to go with the mapping and then the field setup. Okay, so stay glued. I know a couple of you are very, very worried about, you're concerned, you're kind of asking that why do we have a whole lot of weed that you're still going to set up, despite the weed you have across the field. Well, these weeds are the least of my worries. Reason being, they are very tender weeds, and we are going to be using or making use of a contact herbicide and a pre-emergence herbicide for the control of this weed, and we would apply that before introducing seedlings into this field. Okay, so split the guys into two groups. Tomorrow we're going to have the guys who are going to be digging, and then we are also going to have the guys who are going to be applying the herbicide. Like I said, we are going to be making use of a contact herbicide and a pre-emergence herbicide because we are obviously going to be introducing our seedlings tomorrow, and we can't afford to use a systemic herbicide tomorrow the same day we are going to be introducing the seedlings. So we want to we want to play safer, and that's why we are going to be making use of a contact herbicide and also a pre-emergence herbicide. Contact herbicide will take care of the already grown weed, while the pre-emergence herbicide will take care of the weed seed still present in the soil. So it's going to be an interesting time tomorrow when all of these operations are going to be unfolding. What we'll pray for is for we to have a very good or clement weather tomorrow that would allow us to carry out all of these operations effectively without any form of delay. We don't have control over the weather, but then we really want a clement weather tomorrow. Peace and love. Let me take you into the field as we continue with the field clearing operation that we are currently carrying out on this field. Into this, let us talk about all of these heaps that they have and what it does to your field. The truth is, over time, they will definitely decay. The challenge you are going to be having with this is that it's going to obstruct field map out operation. It's really going to obstruct. Imagine we have a point on that very hill. It means that we need to start moving them out and all of those stress, which if this whole area had been properly cleared, we wouldn't be experiencing any of this. And that's why we talk and emphasize that it is critical that you carry out a proper land preparation before our arrival, because all of this now is going to delay us. And what that means is when we come to your project site, and the reason we are being delayed or having a delay on the project is as a result of you not meeting up with your own end of the arrangement, which one of the arrangements you are supposed to make is to ensure that the field is properly well cleared, and you are not meeting up with that. We are going to be having a delay. So just rounded off for the day, and tomorrow, which is the next day and day 2 of this project, we are going to be mapping out, and also we are going to be carrying out a couple of operations, one of which is we are going to be applying our herbicide to the field. We are also going to be doing final clearing of the field, and then we will be mapping, and we would also be planting tomorrow. We'll be mapping, we'll be digging, and we will be planting. So it's going to be one heck of activities tomorrow. So for peace and love, guys. Aqua body bar engine. Aqua body fala bar engine. Otire. You don't tire. Raining like crazy since morning, so it just stopped now, and we need to kickstart. Okay, so peace and love, stay glued. So this is we mapping out this field for the setup of a commercial oil palm field here. As you can see, there are a lot of activities currently ongoing. Let me take you closer to what we are doing here so you get to see. Yo, Tino ò bá sí lálẹ́, ó máa lé láti rí ẹ lálẹ́ o, cause wàá blend mọ́ alẹ́ yẹn. Marked and pegged each of these field. So what this guy is basically doing is just to, to put the lines where they should be, the twines where they should be, and that is basically what he is doing right now. So let me show you. Benny. So from one point, this point to the other point you are having there is 7 meters. Okay, 7 meters. So, and from this point to the next intersection point over there is another 7 meters, and that's how we are going to have them all the way to the end of this field, and then also all the way to the end of this field, because we are really going to be having a well outlined field. So this distance from that plant to this plant, this is a walkway, and this is enough space for we to play around with, depending on what we want to do with these empty spaces, okay, that we are going to be having. For each of these grids are empty spaces for we to play around with, and that is why we say if you are not a monocrop farmer, so meaning you just basically grow a single kind of crop, then you should think of always miscropping, having your oil palm as the major plant, and then you could have other crops in between. Within this grid, you could literally have maize, you can have even pepper, you can even have cassava, but make sure the cassava does not come in contact with where you are going to be having your plant. So stay glued as we continue with this field map out and setup. And then we've pegged also, we did all of these, the pegging of the whole area yesterday. I told you it's a lot of work, so this guy can now quietly carry out the field lining. So this lining is just to determine the point at which we are going to be digging. As you can see, we work with precision, and that is what stands us out. Precision is so very important in modern day farming, especially if you are doing your feed commercially. Now what precision does is it helps you to have a well outlined field. Let's go closer. It helps you to have a well outlined field at a determined spacing, and not just growing things for growing sake. For each plant cell for this particular field, we are using a 7 meter by 7 meter plant spacing, and that is one of the benefits of having a super gene. Because of the high yield capability of the super gene, the Malaysian super gene, we can afford to go a bit dense and do 7 meter by 7 meter in terms of plant spacing. That gives us that leverage to have way more plant population from a certain given area of land. So because we wanted to increase the plant population for this entirety of area that we have here, land area that we have here already cleared, and that was why we needed to go by 7 meter by 7 meter plant spacing. Now, is it going to be congested? No, because this field will be properly managed. So we are really going to be ensuring that all agronomic practices that would help us to get the best result from this field are put into consideration. And that is why we say regularly, ensure you get someone who understands what he is doing to guide you through your field setup operation. So we are going to be having from one point to another is going to be 7 meters, and that is basically what we are going to be doing here. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun, and I can't wait to get started. So we have, let me take you closer. The digging operation has commenced already, and basically we are going to make it as deep as possible. So we are going to be digging the hole between 30 to 45 centimeter into the ground, okay, so into the soil. And the reason why we want to use that specific depth is to allow the plant to have good stability. And I'm going to be taking you close to showing you how we are going about with the digging out operation. Stay glued. And as you can see, the point of digging is usually the intersection point, as you can see. So they're going to go as deep as 45 centimeters into the ground, okay. So this is done so as to give the seedlings a bit of stability, and that is why you have to ensure that it is deep enough, okay. So if you pay attention to the grasses around here, can see they're already withering out, and that is because we have applied our contact and also our pre-emergence herbicide already. Like I told you, the grasses are not a major concern. All right, the major thing is to just have a properly cleared field, and then we'll make use of our contact and pre-emergence herbicide to take care of the weeds. All right, so this is basically what we are doing, a proper depth, and you can see it has enough width too. All right, giving that width about 30 centimeter, and then the depth about 30 to 45 centimeter deep. So we're good, we're good. All right. All right, so the digging operation is still ongoing. As you can see, the guys are doing an amazing job. All right, so guys, as you can see, we have commenced with the digging operation prior the application of manure and then planting of oil palm seedling. But before we really dive back into the field, I want to bring clarity to these age-long questions. A couple of clients have reached out and they have, asked that what is the difference between the Tenera improved hybrid variety produced by Nine4 in Nigeria and also the Supergene from Malaysia? So this has always been an age-long question. A couple of persons have always tried to have clarity around this, and it is high time I talked about it and bring a bit of clarity to you and then provide you with the necessary information that would help you to making the right decision for that your commercial oil pan project. We are going to be starting with the Tenera improved variety produced by Nine4 in Nigeria. So when we talk about Tenera. Tenera is simply an hybrid variety, and it is as a result of the combination of the Dura variety and the Piscifera variety, oil palm varieties. So the combination of these two varieties, because they have their unique characteristics, so they had to combine them together to now get an improved variety from the parent varieties. Now, when we talk about hybrid is just a variety that is gotten from the combination of two different varieties. It is combined, and then the uniqueness of each of these variety is now combined to get a new variety, which is now referred to as a hybrid variety. Ordinarily, a typical Nigerian farmer would always, when you talk about the word hybrid, tend to think that hybrid means exotic, meaning because it is hybrid, it simply means it is not found in Nigeria. But that is long from what an hybrid variety or the meaning of an hybrid. So when we say hybrid, it simply means that the result of the combination of two different parent varieties to give you an improved variety from the parent variety. So that is literally the meaning of hybrid. So when we are talking about Tenera, Tenera is an improved variety of Piscifera and Dura varieties of oil palm. Now, comparing Tenera to the Malaysian Supergene, mind you, Tenera is local to Nigeria, meaning it has always been cultivated in Nigeria. It's a variety that is developed by Nigeria for Nigerians. And the Malaysian supergene that we talk about today is actually the oil palm Malaysia grew today was, gotten from Nigeria many years ago. And then they developed it and then arrived at what we refer to as the Malaysian supergene. So what is supergene? Supergene is also a variety of tenera. It's an improved variety, okay, that was selected over time in Malaysia to now, and that's why the term supergene, just like in certain families, we have families that have tall children and then also have short children, but that doesn't mean they're not siblings. Okay, siblings from a certain parent or from certain parents that are tall, and then you have others that are not as tall as the other one. So in terms of the hybrid, which is in terms of the supergene, which is the Malaysian supergene that was developed in Malaysia, it was actually selected from tenera. Okay, the word supergene simply means that out of those fast-growing tenera seedlings, the supergenes from the word super, those fast-growing ones, or in catfish farming we'll call them the shooters. Imagine you selecting the shooters or the fast-growing seedlings amongst a certain group of same variety, selecting those particular ones and then crossing them over time to now get the improved or the supergene variety we refer to as the Malaysian supergene. So that's just basically what it is, but they are varieties, improved varieties of tenera. Okay, improved varieties of tenera. So do not get it twisted. It's not like it's not tenera, but just a higher performing tenera variety, and that is what we refer to as a supergene, and it was actually selected over the years and developed in Malaysia, and that's why we say it's a Malaysian supergene. So you could also select from your tenera over time the fast growing ones, the early maturing ones, and it takes about 2.5 to 3 years to begin to fruit. White tenera takes about 3 to 3.5 years to begin to fruit. So that is just basically the difference between this, and then with good management you would really get good result because obviously it's early maturing. So hold on for the rest. This is the Malaysian supergene. Okay, Malaysian supergene. Certain things you must pay attention to before when making purchase or before moving your nursery down to your permanent site is you want to be sure that the stem are tough enough. All right, as you can see, and usually you get to begin to have this type of stem anything from the 7th month. Always go for seedlings that are 7 months and above. Okay, so because by then they would have been better established, they would have a better root system, and you will be able to get the best result from them. So when you plant them, you wouldn't have them struggling to survive. Okay, they will be able to adapt easily to the field, the harsh conditions of the field. And if you see here, it's very, very sturdy, very, very firm. Okay. We're about to commence with the planting operation, and there's a technique to planting your oil palm seedlings. When you are about planting, you must ensure you gently tear the nursery bags off. All right, you don't plant with the nursery bag, you gently tear off the nursery bag, and you make sure that that nursery soil that is holding the root is not broken. Okay, you place it that way gently into the hole, and then you cover up. Now when covering up, you have to ensure that the topsoil, meaning the soil you took out from the hole, the one at the top, which is the topsoil, goes into the soil first, okay, before you then start putting the rest of the soil. Now the reason why you want to allow the topsoil to go into the hole first is because the topsoil is more rich in terms of nutrient and also organic matter, so you want to allow that to go in first, because that is the soil that the root will begin to have access to first and begin to feed from. before the roots are able to travel around and then tap more nutrient from within and also outside the hole that you have dug for the seedling. So that is the technique. We would dive into the field and then you get to see how it is done practically. So go nowhere, stay glued. It is still the commercial setup of an oil palm farm. Do not snooze. Láti rí náà. Ẹ máa rọra ẹni já kékeré yẹn túká díẹ̀díẹ̀. Emunet. Ẹ máa wá fi ẹ̀pẹ̀ bò.
Don't let me now.
It was an amazing time at this field location where we set up a commercial oil palm field. Like I say regularly, precision is key. You need to be precise with whatever you're doing, and you need to make sure you are having the proper field outline, so that at the end of the day you'll be happy you are having the right plant population, and then you also will be happy that you have an aesthetic looking field, and that is, you know, what we bring to the table when we are the ones handling that project of yours. So do well to do agriculture right, and if you want to reach out to us for your super gene variety of oil palm seedling, all you need to do is go to the description of this video. You find our email contact, send us an email, or you send a WhatsApp DM. Do not call, just send a message and let us know basically what you are looking to get in from us at Chidav Agricultural Hub. At this point in time, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, all you need to do real quick is to punch on that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell, and do well to give this video a thumb up. Peace and love, guys. See you in our next video.